a PhD position maybe as soon as I graduate? And maybe what would you suggest I focus on in my master's
Yes.
thesis so I can improve my
So,
chances of also being accepted?
yeah, I would like to answer this question. I landed here. I mean, I had an offer letter in my hand before I finished my master's. Like before my final semester exams, matlab, I didn't even submit the results or transcript to university or anywhere. I had offer letter in my hand. It was all due to thesis. And how well you write, okay, how well you know the research question where you are applying, how well you express it, how well you are in your interviews, how well you know the techniques that you have written in your CV. Consider you have written that I know cloning, or consider you have written that I know homologous recombination. Okay, there would be questions on it. You know, which primer did you use, which temperature did you use, you know, these kind of things, which you cannot just know by studying, right? If you have tagged GFP to something, so sometimes they will also ask that, oh, okay, but do you remember which antibody did you use for anti-GFP? And at that time, if you cannot answer it, they would be like, ah, this is just bookish knowledge, you know. So sometimes, I'm just saying sometimes, but you know, you should focus on these techniques that you have written. You should know each of it. So somewhere you can land, and it is possible. So because I had done that. So I mean, that was another story that then I dropped that PhD, but it is possible, yes. And so far for publication, I would say, see, my all publications were in communication and still in communication since last 2 years with the journals. So I would say they are not necessary, but how important you know what you have already studied, I would say that is much more important, right? And I mean, it's more important what you have already done rather than what you will be doing, because a guide never expects to you to know what you are gonna do, you know, but you should, but guide expects you to know what you have already done. So yeah, I would say it's like publication would be like a kasuri methi on paneer ka sabji, where even if you don't add, it's fine, but it's just elevate the tastes and aroma in the entire flat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I think Srikanth has raised his hand. So you can unmute yourself and ask Srikanth.
Hello, hi everybody. This is Srikanth here. So I have a general question about applying for PhD abroad. So I have done my master's in microbiology in 2019 from Usmania University, and I have joined an industry in Dr. Reddy's. Currently, I'm Dr. Reddy's Biologics, where I work with cancer therapeutics like monoclonal antibodies, and I'm in R&D. So I've been applying for PhD since like 2019, but then I all got rejections. I don't have any publication. And so I asked one of my junior who's in Switzerland now, he's got into PhD recently, like 2 months back. So what he told me was that you generally the scene in Switzerland or other abroad countries that people who sort of like have immediate touch up with the academics, like soon after they pass out and then they get into PhD, like who didn't like take a break from academics, they get selected for PhD, but not the people who get into industry. So how is it possible? I was just shocked at this open disclosure of him. And it's kind of like really baffling to me to hear such things because the industry itself does science. So it drives science. I mean, it has to be translated into industry, and the industry puts the research into the societal problems. So I was kind of like, had a doubt. So I just wanted to put this at the forum. And thank you for taking up this question. Thank you.
Okay. So I think
I
our
think
YouTube live.
Anupam or Vishwaja can answer this because it's more like applicative based and not basic science like me. So Anupam and Vishwaja, would you like to go ahead?
I could say something. I mean, I'm not a microbiologist. I have really no close knowledge of microbiology, but it could depend from discipline to discipline. Maybe it is true for microbiology. However, it's difficult for me to imagine why this would be the case because I think it's an asset to have been to the industry to know how things work at the industrial scale. So I don't. Maybe this is a personal experience of your friend that they are probably narrating. But I think in general there is no such discrimination. Any kind of experience is seen as positive. I think. In fact, I have not that my sample size is very large, but I've seen that people prefer applications who have some sort of experience rather than a fresher out of a master's, because they would need training which would translate into time by the lab people. So if there is someone who already has some kind of technical knowledge, it takes lesser time for them to be trained, and then they can start working at the bench relatively quickly. So I don't know if this is a specific example or if it's an exception, but in my experience, I don't think there's a discrimination of, oh, if you're in industry, they wouldn't be willing to hire you. So, yeah, this is what I would say.
Thank you so much for the question. For the answer, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I would just say that, I had a friend in my old lab itself. She joined from industry to my lab. So just target few labs who are more interested in translational research. And you will get to know it from uh, if those labs has some patent or something like that. Go for those kind of labs, because there your chances would increase, because the industries are much more interested in patents, right, and approvals. So go for such labs who has patents, who have some clinical relevance. And I think in Switzerland, people have hell lot of patents, and people usually work on translational research rather than in Germany, like much more in basic science. I don't know, but I have seen this. So just target these kind of labs. I think we have much more hands. I could see that, but
Thank you so much for the answer.
welcome.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah.
That's okay. So I think we should now just proceed. I could see many hands, I know,
Yeah.
and
We'll
we would
address
take all questions, but I think after the launch. So we just go through the program now.
So yeah, we should proceed further. And Pushti, can you share the screen of our website? And Dharya, can you like describe little bit about the website? So yeah, Pushti.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
So
Okay.
we are going to launch
So
our PhD
this is,
Navigator.
I think, our website. Yeah, me and Vaishnavi, we both created this. Yeah, I think you can just switch to PhD Navigator page, because that's where we would be much more interested. Yeah. So, hello everyone and welcome again. This is our web page on our website, where you have to apply if you want to have a mentorship with us. We are looking for good mentees, of course, and we would be happy to help them. So PhD Navigator is a program where mentors in specific field who has went through this kind of troublesome things of PhD applications, dropping other PhD, joining new PhD, these kind of things. So we would have mentors like this who have faced many troubles and then also got success. So we would have such mentors, and we are also looking for mentees who are facing problems in their applications, and we would be having an one-on-one interaction of mentor and mentees, as I already said, and that's how it works. So the selection in this mentorship, see, since we are PhD students, we don't have much time. Also, since this program will have some demands in future, right? We have to do one-on-one mentorship, so we cannot also take like 100 people, right? Whosoever applies will just take. So but we will surely keep their CVs, right? So please be a bit patient when you apply. Our team will review your CV, your questions, we have some questions. Okay, please take this seriously. Whatever questions you have, consider that you are applying to a grad school, and then you apply it here as well. In this form that you will have, maybe you can just go click apply now button, and then you can see. Pushti, can you go to the form? Yeah, just apply now, and then when you go down, you have to apply here. So we have asked your name, full name, date of birth, email address, country of your interest. That is much more important. I mean, you can just write Europe also, that's completely fine. Or you can mention that, okay, I want to go to specifically to Canada. So, or let's say you want to go to Australia, right? So we would have some mentor from there. We are trying to collect mentors from other parts of world. So I think we would have them soon again on our list much more. So you can also have other countries also. So, and then we have like question that why you are interested in a specific research field. So please don't write that I am interested because it makes me interesting and blah 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 from and something from here and there and from ChatGPT. Please be specific a bit. And if you have some lab in your mind or some program in your mind, even write it. You are free to write. You are given space to write. So just write. That's the first step that you can see. As I always say, if you are given chance to speak or write something, then always utilize it. So please write it very well. Make a good CV. We know that you all are not expert in making CV, because if you were, then you might have already got some PhD positions, right? We know that maybe there would be some lacks, and that's where we will identify. But we want your CV just to see that what is your educational background a bit, if you have any research experience, then where did you work, what did you work? Because we set our guides. I mean, I sit with my guide as well, and we discuss many things. And then recently we were at lunch, and he was telling that he had a position out, and then around 40 to 50 Indians applied in 3 days. He closed the application. He was like, no, I'm just baffled now. I cannot uh, I cannot understand. I'm completely baffled. So you should look something out, right? You should be different from others. He will not go through 50 applications of Indians. He said me that yes, there would be brilliant brains in those 50 applications, but how can I see? Everyone has CGPA more than 8. Everyone has near 10. And then how would I judge based upon what I said? Then I tried to tell him that, okay, if you have some national level exams like GATE or CSIR or ICMR or anything, then maybe look for those in the CV, or maybe look for some research institutes where people have done, or maybe look for some universities that are really well known, right? Like Pondicherry University, MSU, and BHU, and things like this. State universities are also fantastic. So, because I mean, we all mentors are studied from state universities. No one has studied from like ICER Pune in BSMS program. No, right? We all are from normal state universities, and we still are here. So if we can do it, then you all can also do it. It's just that how to look a bit different. So yeah, so please consider this form important. And maybe Pushti, you can just go to some eligibility criteria up. I will just quickly go. So eligibility criteria and selection would be purely based upon your application. Okay. So please go through it. It says that like please don't email the mentors directly. That is also very important, because I mean, we don't know that who came from the program, who didn't came from the program. So we need to keep that in mind. And then you can reach out to people on LinkedIn. Yes, you can, but our mentors will send you the link of this program, so you will have to definitely apply through it, because we will get an application which is already screened, right? So which is much more easier for us. And that's the reason we did this, because all of the mentors, I mean, other people also receive so many DMs, emails, and everything. So this is just a small filter that we can make, that we can help people who are really interested in doing research ahead, right? And then we have eligibility criteria that either you should be in your final year of any master program, or bachelor program of, I think, BTech or MBBS or something like this is also why many people do it here. And you should have minimum of 65% aggregate. I mean, see, honestly speaking, it's 70. I mean, people also look for 70, but since I didn't had much CGPA, honestly saying, I was not a very expert. You know, my marks was not really good. I think same same would be for the Vishwaja as well. So I mean, our university doesn't give much marks. So 65 is also completely fine. But if you have 65, then you can justify it with some national level competitive exam, right? I had GATE, and then I had good score in ICMR as well. I don't remember. Yes. So, you know, you should have these kind of exams which can, if someone asks you, like, for to me, in all interviews, it was asked that why you have a fantastic research experience and CV, why your CGPA are less. And at that time, I don't argue anything. I just say that, professor, actually, I have also cleared a national level exam. It's a PhD entrance in India, like GATE, and I have ranked around above 1,000, you know, and it's not easy in 40,000 applicants to, you know, come in top 1,000. So, and then professor get convinced. So that these are the tricks and techniques that you can also play with if you have lower CGPA. That's completely fine. And then, I mean, preferable would be you have at least 6 months to 1 year of research experience apart from thesis. It would be really good. That is a complete add-on, but it's not a necessity. And I think we have not even mentioned about publication here. So if you have publication, then great. If you don't, then I mean, that's not an eligibility criteria, I would say, right? So that's why I didn't mention about publication anywhere. And this is what it is. And our flow would be explained by Surajit, that how exactly this program will work. So I think that part would be taken by Surajit, and maybe you can quickly, yeah, this is it. This is the flow. I think Surajit will take it later on. And maybe you can quickly go to mentors once. And yeah, so there's something which makes us unique that I would really like to mention, you know, that there are few programs, one or two, I know, who are really doing well. But the thing is that what I felt is that some mentees and mentors, okay, saying this honestly, some mentees and mentors are really not in touch with each other at that point. I mean, I was in a program and I had a mentee, you know, but I mean, I was really enthusiastic to guide, you know, we PhD students are really enthusiastic to guide students, always. So what happened was the mentee was really on and off, you know, and like, you know, the motivation required, like you have to apply at least one or two applications in a day in a very proper way. You have to manage many things at that point, you know, you can not just directly get things in your hand. So mentee was really on and off. She used to apply like one position in 1 month, and then I was like, I think this is not working. You know, there is something lacking in these programs where they should really make some compulsions. You know, so we stand out in this kind of things proudly, because we would be not looking for one-on-one mentorship, that you would be connected with your mentors really in a good way, in a personal level. So your mentors would really guide you much better. So, and we'll not even take like 100 people, we would be like taking less people, that's fine. But if we take 5 people, those 5 people would get into the grad school. That's what is our goal, right? So, and then we'll also have some general, you know, some general events, like how to write cover letter, how to write emails, how to make CV. These would be like general uh, events which would be also open for public. So at some point where someone didn't get chance initially to get selected, then everyone can also attend these kind of events. And then our mentors, we have Surajit. He's an expert in evolutionary biology, microbiology, working with bacteria, a bit of host microbe interaction as well, and bioinformatics. He currently works in Yale University, and which is and then he works in Max Planck Institute. And then we have Ashna. I think Ashna, you are here. Yes, I think I saw something.
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi Ashna, how are you? How was your observation? Did you find some new stuff?
It's not that easy. That's what I was writing. But yeah, we need some persistent people.
Yeah,
So
we need
yeah,
some.
it's not easy. You can see now. No, we didn't find anything yesterday, but it was our test run, so we are still hoping to get some data. Till Tuesday, I have these observations. So let's see.
Would you like to just shortly introduce yourself because you were? I think
Sure. Maybe you all know like me via video. Sorry, my voice is still very not so good.
that's
I
fine.
just quickly woke up and yeah, just came here. Okay, so hi, I'm Ashna. I'm doing PhD in astrophysics. I'm working right now with the two projects. Mainly one is a science project that is the astroseismology. So you can say in very layman language, I am studying seismic activities of solar-like stars because that will be helpful to find exoplanets and also habitable Earth planets and all. Second project, I'm working with the instrumentation that is also to use optical fiber technology or to build an instrument which is very like small in a size and also very effective, so that at some point we can do some ground-based research, like more a good exoplanet research from ground, so that we don't have to spend lots of money on a space-based missions. That's what I do. I am not like expert in anything. I also learn every day. Like yesterday night also I learned something. So I learn every day. I try to read a lot and yeah, do my stuff and help others whatever I can. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Really good. Thanks, Ashna.
So, yeah, I think Surajit can tell us little bit about the procedure for the selection of.
Yeah, I just quickly introduce all the mentors. They are on the website for now. Just
Sure,
just
sure.
going through ones. In really short, maybe who someone missed the introduction part. Pushti, can you go down a bit? Yeah, then we have Anupam. Anupam, he is expert in biophysics, biochemistry, bio, biopharmaceutical sciences as well, proteomics as well, a bit of bioinformatics, molecular biology, biochemistry, and yeah, he's working in University of Bonn in Switzerland. Okay, can you go ahead? And then we have Vishwaja. She is expert in neurobiology, genetics, epigenetics, proteomics, computational biology, molecular biology. I think bit of neuroscience as well. Yeah. So she works in University of Lausanne. I don't know how it spells. Do you say it Lausanne?
Yeah, it's Lausanne.
Lausanne or
Lausanne.
Lausanne? I don't know because Germans always they are like Lausanne.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
Lausanne.
Lausanne. Here people say Lausanne.
Lausanne. Okay, so University of Lausanne in Switzerland, and then it's me. I work in basic science, molecular biology, cell biology, cancer biology, virology, and immunology. I work at Institute of Molecular Medicine and Cell Research, which is affiliated to uh, University Hospital Freiburg. I mean University of Freiburg as well, and I'm working in SFB 353. We have few vacancies as well. So if someone is really interested, I mean not in my lab, in our consortium we have few vacancies. So if someone is interested to work in cell death, apoptosis, ferroptosis, pyroptosis, I mean, not everyone knows this. Even I wasn't knowing this kind of this much cell death process. So just you can get in touch. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah.
So I think now Surajit can tell us little bit about the selection for this Navigator program. So over to you.
Well, then, as you might have already know, like this is the flowchart as you could see in your screen now. So first you need to fill a application just to let us know what are you doing. And also it's like the application you could see below this flowchart. It's like you have to fill your name. You need to let us know your birthday so that we could send you birthday wish. Also, you need to fill your email ID, country of interest, as Thani already did mention. Like, if you are targeting somewhere which is not a part of European Union, or maybe it's not a Schengen country, for example, if you want to go to maybe Australia, Canada, Israel, and also
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah, why not? Japan, all this country, then you will have to know us well and before, because to be honest, I don't have much experience. I should say I didn't have much experience with all this country because I never applied to all those positions. I did apply for Taiwan, but I know a little bit of those applications, but I think it's quite different. For that, we would try to hire some dedicated mentors. So it's like so far we don't have them in our list, but maybe in future we would get a new
Yeah.
update.
I think so how we will do is, like, if someone wants to do apart from Europe, then either we will get them in our program or we will just outsource them to those mentors. We
Yeah,
have few people and few friends, who can do this.
yeah.
So we
Anyways,
don't know whether they want to, whether they want to make this an compulsion and join in our mentors list or not, but they will definitely help you all. But you
exactly,
need to tell us beforehand at which country you
exactly,
are interested in. Yeah,
exactly.
that's the
Yeah.
point.
Then you have to select a mentor. It will be totally based on your interest and the research question that you have been answering to, or else maybe the research question that you will be willing to answer in future. Again, I'm saying that there is, like, you need to establish a good connection between your research question or your research direction. For example, if you have been working in the direction of some bioinformatical stuff, then if you wish to do a microbiology, there need to be a good reason for that. You have to, but that we are going to teach you actually how to create a story, how exactly you can approach a faculty. That we are going to guide you through the process. Then this is really important. It is like a very short motivation letter. This is something a guide actually they are looking at every time they receive an email. So, like, what motivates you to do a PhD in abroad? Why do you think it's important to do a PhD in abroad? For example, in India, there are so many good institutes. Why do you think that you are going to do a PhD from abroad, and how exactly that is going to make a difference? So that you have to say. If you have any very specific reason for that, that also you have to say. But for us, at least you have to convince us that, okay, this is a particular thing that motivates you to join this program, so that we can guide you through the whole process, right? Then did you have any published works? Again, it's like, if you don't have, it's totally fine. But as I said, you really need to have a good experience, at least backed up with some techniques that you learned so far. And if you think that those are going to be helpful for future, just please let us know by adding a small answer there. And of course, you need to add your CV so that we could just have a look into it and just get to know about your profile as a whole. That okay, so like you did all these things and this is something lacking there, so that based on all this, our team is going to give you a response. It's like a favorable response, or like to whom you have been assigned to, and then we will start with the mentorship program. That is about the application and like the form that you are going to fill out if it excites you. Yep, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pradeep.
Yeah, if
So,
your application is selected, then you will receive an email from our team that you are selected, and you should and it will have a mentor's email. Okay, you should contact that mentor within 1 week. Within 1 week, you should email that mentor, because if it exceeds, if you have any problem, let's say you are not well, or maybe let's say you have dengue. I had dengue, so that's why I'm just long back. So if you have dengue, then you are just on bed, but you can at least see your email, right? You can at least write your email. So that's what is needed. Just write an email to mentor that, hey, I am selected in this program, and I have these problems, or maybe I am, due to my personal reason, this week I am not available, but we can start our navigation journey from next week, so that mentors are prepared beforehand that, okay, from next week I have someone to guide. And then mentors would be prepared for that already, right? So you should write in advance, at least. Like you should write, and then you should give your mentor 1 week time to plan out how exactly it would be for you. So don't, please don't feel like, okay, oh, I have already emailed, I have not received any response. Please wait
I'm
for
sorry
a
to
day.
interrupt. Yeah, one thing I didn't mention that actually it's like as you all must be knowing by this time, like we all are somewhat available in the internet. Like for example, we have our laboratory websites. You would actually get to know us from LinkedIn, from Instagram, and all other social handles kind of stuff. So like please try to refrain yourself from mailing us directly or just like informing us directly like, okay, hey Shurajit, I want your help in this. Instead of that, we just made all this flowchart for you, so just please try to respect the integrity of the process, so that is going to help us to give you the best possible way out. So that is a kind of request. Anyhow, it depends on you exactly, but I would still say it would be better if you follow a process. Then it would be easier for us. Maybe you, if you think like mentor XYZ is good for you, but after reviewing your application, what we have decided, okay, maybe you are most suitable for this person, so we could assign directly to that person, right? So that is also, I think, important. So please
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
yeah,
Thank you.
correct. Yes, definitely, Surjit. That is much more important. See, we have we and our team has taken so much of pain to make all this. Our team was working day and night for this website, and then this flow chart, and then making things easy for you. All of our mentors were also involved in this. So I would say, please follow the process, and then just wait, be patient. That's what your PhD also teaches you. So just be patient, things would be done. And then if you get rejection, that okay, maybe your application is not selected, due to so and so reason, don't feel that you are rejected. Ask for a reason, or if reason is not mentioned in that email, then ask for a reason, that why did you reject my application. So we will give you a valid reject answer for that. Our mentor will go through your CV and SOP or whatever, and then will really come up with some reason why you are not selected in this mentorship program. But you should ask that. If you don't ask for a reason of a rejection, you will not get a reason, right? So if you are interested, then you should ask for a reason, work on that reason more, and then apply again after 2 months, 3 months, whenever you are ready. Let's say if some mentor said that you want to work in bioinformatics, but you don't have any relevant research experience in you don't know much bioinformatics up. So maybe our mentors would say that maybe she should work on some project with bioinformatics once, or he would work with some project on bioinformatics once, right? A bit at least, to know how things work for that, and then apply again to us. So at that point, it will at least take 2 or 3 months to learn things with bioinformatics. Since it's desk work, it will be like a bit quick. Then wet lab work, I don't know, but I think that 3 months at least, I would say you should invest 3 months, 3 to 4 months in yourself to learn those things, and then again apply with us. Maybe you can write in that motivational letter or 300 words of application that, hey, look, I am applying again. I got rejected, or maybe my application was not selected, and the mentor told me this to work. I worked upon it, and then I am applying again for mentorship program. We will definitely consider that. That's a positive point. So yeah, these things, and then just wait. That's what I could say. Always.
Okay. Thank you, Dara. So I want to ask from Anupam if you could tell us about, like, if there is any particular way in which a mentee will be assigned to a mentor. Like, what are
Mentor
the,
Yeah, as
will be assigned.
already as
yeah, for
already
example,
explained by Dhairya and Surajit, that they need to give their, first of all, the country preference where they want to do a PhD, because I think all of us are from Europe who are in this PhD Navigator, and we know the process well of Europe, not of US or Israel, Australia, Canada, all these places. So
first criteria would be like they have to give their preference. If they are Europe, then we are willing to help, and also their research interest, which is very important. So we, all the experts in our PhD Navigator, we will screen the applications and then we will assign the mentor based on their research interest and how much it is matching with our area of expertise. Like if someone wants to do PhD in microbiology or related to that, then Shurojit will be the person. If RNA biology or biochemistry, then me or Vishwaja will be the person, like that. So country as well as their research interest, these are the two main things that we will consider for assigning the mentors. And yeah, and if they are applying, like they are willing to apply somewhere else outside of Europe, then as the area already mentioned, we have contacts. So we will either, redirect them to our friends and colleagues who are there abroad, or we will ask them, to wait until we find a solution to that. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Anupam. Now I would like to ask from Ashna, like, what are the things that mentee have to do, like, for maximum chances of selection to this program? I mean, what kind of enthusiasm or seriousness does a mentee need to show? So, Ashna, if you would like to answer.
So yeah, again, the idea of Shurojit and everybody explained very well. Mainly, it's about we will see how I will not say how good you are, because that you will learn in the PhD process. So no, you are definitely, we are not thinking that you are coming from so good background and all that. No, first we need to see how persistent you are, like how much passionate you are about your subject. It's something that is very personal to you that you want to pursue, so we want to see that. Also in the applications, if we reject you also, as he said, it's not that it's something to do with you, it's just that we thought that you still need to learn something, so we'll see that also, that maybe for this project this is not necessary and this thing is more necessary. So sometimes we see that, and based on this, all this, your the research experience or your research project experience, what expertise you have, from that we will see and mentee decide our mentee and all that. And Dhairya can correct me as yeah, I am helping them, but yeah, they are the main persons who are doing this job very well. So yeah, please add any points if you need to.
Yeah, no. It's perfectly fine. You have explained it really very well.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go to next question.
Yeah. So, Vishwaja, can you summarize the whole process again, if you could? I think we have covered almost
Sure.
every question. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So very, very briefly, be really interested in what you want to do, know what you want to do, and write to us. We are here to help you. There is a process that everyone has chalked out for you. Adhere to it. Like everyone else mentioned, please try to refrain from sending personal messages on wherever you find us on social media, or emails, especially to work emails. And we are looking forward to help you. You need to apply. There are some eligibility criteria as delineated by the area, and still just apply. Okay, just apply to us. We are here to help you. Follow the process, and I'm sure, we are all sure that you will reach where you want to.
Thank you. So I think we are on our last section, so we can take the questions from the audience. So those who have raised their hand, they can unmute themselves. So if you are there, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah. So I'm audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Vats Kapadia. I'm actually working in Syngenta International Limited in Bangalore. So far I'm also like Priya sir. I'm also working in cell and molecular biology. So I'm in essay biology team. So since I'm applying from 2021, so my major is to get admission in this Bonn universities and DKFZ and all. I already applied and got rejection mails too from there. So my main question is like, Is it further mandatory to get IELTS or GRE for the Europe things and all? Because many people, I also watch some YouTube channels and all. So from there they can tell some different stories and different things and all. So my main thing is like, is it mandatory, or else I also have course completion certificate. I also completed my masters from like same as HSV1 virus. So completely drug repurposing approach is my thesis. So I also have course completion certificate, English course completion certificate. I think that is mandatory for that. So I have all the documents available with me. So far I'm applying to, but though I'm not getting. So I'm not understanding that where I got stopped, and it's so far it's completely nice session going on. So yeah, keep it up. So please help me for this, and please get me the answer for that. Yeah.
Uh, yes. So thanks for referring. So see, it's nothing to do with documents. It's all to do
Okay.
with how well you write your motivational letter, how well you write your email, how well is your structured CV. Okay. Nothing to do with what documents you have. Even if you don't have IELTS, I didn't give IELTS. I had no English language course certificate. I didn't have good marks. It's just how well you write and how well you know yourself. So first thing is know yourself. Okay. If you apply to DKFZ, if you, let's say you are applying to some mass spectrometry laboratory in DKFZ, we have collaboration there, so I know. So they are looking for. I know how are the people there. So I know them very well, and they are much. I can say much into mass spec. So they know each and everything of mass spec, each and everything. Like if Surajit is there in evolutionary biology in Henrich group, he knows everything. I mean, most of the things he's much updated with whatever paper comes in his field. Maybe he might even have some preprints of those, in Biorix or somewhere, somewhere it's added, and then you should be updated with the research. And yes, this is the main thing. So we would help you just apply through this, and then we'll help you out definitely. And yeah, I mean, there's something not to do with documents, there's something else, that how you are doing things, and 2021, so it's approximately 2 years now. And but let's see, I think in next 1 year you should be you should be
Yeah.
done definitely. Don't lose hopes. It sometimes it takes time, but yes.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
sure. I
also
will
want to
get
just
back to you.
add one more
Yes,
thing.
yes,
Sorry, what's was saying something. Go on.
Yeah, sure. I will get back to the portal. Sure, I will get back to you.
And also, I just wanted to add briefly a point. So everyone who's been applying since 2021 until now and have not had the acceptance, don't think also, sure, there could be something amiss in your applications, but also please be aware that this was the COVID period, even though I myself moved here during COVID, but it was the COVID period. And sometimes it is way easier for the supervisor, for the PIs, and for the universities to hire someone who's already in Europe, who doesn't have to go through the visa process. And there are these things also that you must keep in mind. So don't feel disheartened. Don't automatically assume that it is you and you're doing. There could be something, but don't think. So keep the context of also the pandemic in mind. Okay. So
yeah, yeah.
just what I wanted to add.
No, Vishwarya, you are very true. I mean, the COVID pandemic has really changed things. Even my boss is looking for someone who is already in Europe now, because they are like treated like that since in 2 years. That okay, just when you can get someone, then but that's also not completely true. They also go through a very good application process at the same time. But yes, somewhere it's also the things that have not worked out. So, but I mean, we have example. Ashna, me, you, Surajit, Anupam. Everyone has been joining before, and I mean mostly after COVID, right? So I would say, just don't lose hopes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, Satya, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Satya.
Yes,
Done. Yeah.
this is Satya. I work in ocular microbiome. Is it audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Hello.
You are audible.
I work in ocular microbiome. I had some experience in cell lines and stem cells. I wish to work in immunological aspects. I've not applied as such to abroad till now. So I'm thinking, since I have experience in bioinformatics, more of bioinformatics tools and analysis, and little bit of cell lines, how would I be accepted in the wet lab? So that is my target. Yeah.
Okay, so you should look for some lab which works on some bioinformatics stuffs in immunology. Okay, so working with, MHC complexes and how they, restructure themselves in way of bioinformatics, some structural biology stuffs in immunology. I think that would be some lab for you. But since we don't have your application or brief idea about you, so I mean I cannot comment anything on that for now, but you can look for these kind of labs, and some wet lab experience is important. Honestly, even if you go to bioinformatics lab, but still, I mean we have a very good bioinformatics lab here, Malene Boris. She's really good, but
Mhm.
she looks for people who have experience with wet lab. And also, I mean, bioinformatics is something which you should know when you are applying to a lab. It's like
Mhm.
it's like you should know. That's not a choice. But she will go for people who also know wet lab, also have experience with wet lab. So maybe you can work on it a bit, and then and also you just apply on our portal. We'll have a look.
Yeah. Actually, I am learning the tools of bioinformatics, as well as like I'm not expertise in bioinformatics. So like I had number of experience in wet lab in cell culture. So like since I work with bioinformatics tools, and I would be getting paper on that. So I felt this, yeah,
Yeah, that's really. I
like
think
I,
Vishwaja and guys are good to go with bioinformatics and wet lab. So yeah, just apply. We'll have a
okay,
look.
yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah. So, Shrikant, yeah, you can ask your question.
So, is there any deadline, specific deadline to apply into the portal for the PhD, for the grad? Is there any deadline for this?
No, there's no deadline. We like it's around the year, like Europe or Australia or most of the countries, and like US and India, I guess, that you have to apply in
Okay.
specific seasons. You can apply anytime.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, Satya, you want to ask again, or you have raised your hand? Okay.
Well, I have just a question for all of you. Like, has any one of you joined from any other discipline? Only from biology, we could see. So that is the reason why all are biologists here. Or has anyone else also joined from any other discipline? Anushka, yes, please let us know. What are you doing?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay, great. Actually, I'm a biology major, but my recent interest actually lies in paleontology and geology, and that's what
Mhm.
I'll be looking forward to joining a lab in PhD. And actually, I had a question. Uh, it might
Sure.
be a bit too specific. So, I've been taking courses in geology, and I've been doing internships under these subjects as well, alongside my biology degree. And now that I have to apply to like for PhD positions, I've been a bit unsure that my experience is not enough in the basic uh, theoretical topics, and I've been focusing on places where I can do where there's a coursework alongside PhD projects. So my question was, how much difference does it make when someone is shifting from one subject to another? Uh, in doing the PhD if you apply for a position with coursework, or if you apply for a position where you directly get recruited in a lab? Like, do you get enough opportunities to learn under the second step?
Okay, so I will just say it in a very short. I'm not an expert in geology, but I can comment on coursework. So see, you are registered at a grad school, okay, and your grad school will offer, even in Europe you are registered to grad school, okay, so you will get offered many courses. You can choose one. Like, I am not an expert in bioinformatics, so from my grad school I have few subjects which I have to choose and few credits that I have to complete. So I am going to choose bioinformatics. I am gonna choose something which I don't know, things like that. So yes, you get opportunity. And shifting fields, I'm not sure, but in geology and paleontology, you can definitely work with all fossils and things like that. I'm not sure where it has a bit with biology, like working with evolutionary biology a bit.
Yeah. Actually, I
So I
worked
think
on
Surajit
paleontology before, but I'm
yeah,
open to even going towards
so I think
Exactly.
geology.
Surajit.
That is the
Yeah.
key. If you wish to change your field, you need a good reason for that. Why are you doing so? Because the guide are going to ask you that, like why exactly you are doing so. So in that case, you need to build up your story in such a way that okay, I have already seen this aspect. I studied this, but now I'm trying to devote myself to this domain because I feel like there is a connection between these two, and I just want to make my null hypothesis on that. Like, for example, I'm just trying to structure my research hypothesis on that. So this is how you can structure, and that has to be backed with a good literature review. Like, I can't say now, like, for example, if I say something like, okay, I want to know how for example, I'm a person who studied economics. Now I want to know how much funding is distributed after this COVID pandemic. Then it's a good reason, because we all know there is a funding crisis. It has been a funding crisis in all over Europe, also in India. So it's like, but now we need to know how this funding got affected, or how much medical institutes are still funding for some good research. Then from economics perspective, you could say, being an economist, I could also study something which has a relevance to applied microbiology or biology, virology in such case. So that is where you need to build up your story by your own. So yeah, I think it's not so difficult to switch to some other field, but you need a good reason for that. And that also needs to be backed up with some good literature survey. You need some prelim experience here, maybe. So yeah, we can walk you through that, maybe, if you were interested in that
Yeah.
direction. Yeah.
I just want to add one point here that
Sure.
it's possible. So for me also, it's bit like that I switched from pure science to instrumentation and all. So in the interview, they asked during my internship, and I'm like, I just had an electronics course in my bachelor's. That's all. But the thing is, they wanted to know what I am looking forward in the future, and what I can learn from this small internship. So please make sure you are learning a lot practical lessons from this, and then apply it when you are saying in an interview. Apply it with your literature survey, and then they just need to know that okay, you know some basic, you are good with the some basics, and then they will just okay with it.
Absolutely, Asma. Actually, you're right. Like, you do some small courses. You have this opportunity to attend like some courses which are offered by IIT, actually NPTL or something. I
Yeah,
forgot the
and
name.
NPTL, yes,
Yeah,
it's
you do
possible.
all this course, and then if you're really interested and if you want to change your field, then you should be able to join some course, right? So then you must do some course, and that will give you a solid background of the subject. So do all this, and that will help you for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
just like to add to the Ashna's point. It's a interview pro tip that I have realized, which I have been following since last many years. It's like if you say something, like if someone asks you that, okay, so what do you know about cloning, so just don't say that I know this about cloning. Connect it with your own story that you had with when you were doing cloning, you know. Consider that you had some troubleshooting. Connect it with your story, what with your relevant research experience that you already have, which would make an impact on it, you know. So if someone asks that, do you have experience working with cell lines, so don't just bluntly say that, yeah, I worked on these cell lines. No, you should say that, okay, when I was doing my master's thesis, I remember I worked with this cell line and these 2 3 cell lines, and I was looking for this, so we had a really tough time, you know, working with this due to this cell line has this problem. Or let's say I'm working on hep2, they, everyone knows they don't die who are working on cancer biology because they have some mutations in rip kinase 3, right? So let's say if you are targeting some lab which works in cancer biology, and you know, they might be knowing this cell line, so you can say that, actually in this, like, in this place I was working with this, and then was facing this problem, but yes, we fixed it like this. So that's also important, where you stand out easily. And this you also have to write it in your motivational letter. Exactly. Always connect it with your past experience, and perfect.
Okay, thanks a lot.
So I think
I think we have much more question. I think Anaga asked,
yeah, so I can like
would
read
it
that. So
would it be possible to let candidates who have not been selected to the program know by email as well? Yeah, we would also email, we would email everyone if you are selected or not selected. I mean, in both case you will receive an email. Yes, you will, because it hurts a lot when some graduate school or some professor do not just respond to you, right, on your application, that you have taken a lot of pain to apply, and then they just don't respond. So but we will respond, but be patient. We would respond in 1 week, 2 weeks sometimes. So yeah, be patient.
so I have a question. Like,
Yeah,
when is the right time to give these English exams, like IELTS and TOEFL?
for
Is there
Europe,
no?
just just take a letter from your university, mode of instruction or something like, yeah, I even didn't take that. My transcript had that he has done his education in English, so it's a good.
Actually,
But if some program demands, then yes.
I mean
Let me
before
add a
the
bit
application,
here.
or
It's like if you're applying for UK and Ireland, I think they would ask for IELTS maybe 7.5, sorry, 6.5 to 7 bands. But if you're applying in like European Union and Schengen countries, I think you don't need that, to be honest.
So
Yeah.
I would like to add one point here.
Yeah.
Basically, you have to know all the English speaking countries where the language is English, like UK, entire of UK, Canada, Australia, US. They require IELTS or
Exactly.
TOEFL, like it's a must. Okay. But all the other countries like Switzerland, France, Austria, Germany, Denmark, English is not spoken in these countries. So it's not their official language. So they don't require any English language speaking, certificate or anything. So if you are applying to UK or Canada or any other English speaking countries, New Zealand, Australia, then you need either IELTS or TOEFL. But apart from that, it is not needed.
actually, I have applied to that Medical University of Vienna. So, at while applying, I did not like bother much about the English exam. But in that application, there's a like English exam is mandatory, like IELTS or TOEFL.
Then it is a specific criteria for that particular university. But on a general, if you say on a general note, generally the European universities do not ask for English certificate.
Yeah, and Satyar, I think as I told you, just you just tell them in the interview that, hey, look, I'm just gonna get the date of IELTS just after this interview. Just say it like that. That since I had this interview, that's why I didn't take a date, because I was much more serious for this. You know, you should go like this. I was much more serious for this, but I'm gonna take the IELTS soon after this interview. So you should be like convincing to them.
Okay. Okay.
And I think you will get another call if you get it then in 2 or 3 weeks, and then you know that you have another call. So if you have another call of next round, then definitely go for IELTS.
Okay. Okay.
Because in the second round of interview, they will ask, because you already mentioned that you would be giving IELTS.
So I think we don't have any questions.
Yeah, I think we are good to go.
Yeah, so I
Hi,
think yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, Satya
Hello.
here. When is the last day to apply into the PhD investigator mentorship?
Sorry. Can you repeat?
Like, is there any specific date?
No.
Is
We
there
do
any
it quite
specific?
spontaneously.
Yeah.
No. We do it quite spontaneously because in Europe also there is no such hard and fast rule that your application. This is the application tenure or something. So whenever you feel like you are ready and you are motivated enough to do a PhD in abroad, just write to us. It's like, sorry, fill the application form.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
Okay. Since it is a portal, I thought that the
No,
deadline
it's
would be there
open.
and the number of applicants. Okay.
It would be remains the same as always. So it would be the same. Like you just need to fill up your stuff, and then we will contact you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should take this in consideration, because this point is missing in our website. So that applications are open around the year. So I think we can mention that. But if any participant who have joined today uh, have some suggestions to improve our website, we are open for that. If you don't understand anything, that can you please make this much easier for us, then we would happy to take suggestions as well. But this point is really good. We should mention it in website. Yeah. Thanks.
Good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Srikant, you have some. No?
So I just wanted to ask, in the motivation letter that we have to apply, should we have a research proposal already, or we can just say that I'm interested in applying for proteomics research, or just the mass spec side or the bioinformatics side, or should we have like a plan that we wanted to like get into this field of research and do this work and understand this pattern or this signaling pathway? Can you please like tell me how to just go about it? Thank you.
Mass spec people, please go ahead. Proteomics and RNA biologists, protein biologists.
I mean, Dharya, I don't know. Like you said, I guess before, for the application, be as specific. Be specific. Don't say only that we want to do mass spec or proteomics. Or something. Be specific, but I don't know if, because not all of us are equipped to understand all of your projects. We come from specific fields also. So maybe, I don't know how useful it is to write a full-blown research proposal, such as you would write to your PI. Be specific as to what you want to, what we want to do. If you have labs in mind, I think like what Dharya said before.
That would be a really good goal. So see, it's like mass spec is a tool, proteomics is a tool.
Yeah.
That you use for research. We are interested in what research you want to do. You should not write that, but you should, don't even be so specific for a specific lab. It's not that you will just get into it. So maybe you can write a bit in broader. Let's say you want to work in cancer biology, but what? So maybe you can start with, I want to work in cancer biology. Then you can go a bit specific that I'm really interested working in this kind of cancer biology is very big. So consider you want to work in specific, I want to work on BCL2 family proteins and how they interact with other proteins, and where I would like to use mass spectrometry because I already have an experience in it. You can just go little bit deep like this into the field, like if you want to work on BCL2 family proteins, if you want to work on some RGG motif proteins, then you know which are they, right? So you can be a bit specific that, or maybe you want to work on methylation patterns or epigenetics, or histone modifications. Then at that point, we know that this guy wants to, or this girl wants to work in histone modification and want to use proteomics as their tool, right? And in the field of cancer biology, that too.
Okay, thank you so much.
It should go like this, yeah.
So I think we should conclude our today's discussion, and yeah, I cannot see any questions. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Thanks to all our mentors for joining, and I hope we will like we will able to help you all to achieve your goal. And any concluding remarks from the mentors, if you want to add something.
It was lovely meeting you all. Stay motivated, keep applying. Application is the key. That's what I learned. So yeah, and reach out to us. We are going to help you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just want to say apply. Like I know that here there was nobody was applying, and then one person only applied, and then he got a job. So sometimes it happens like that also. So please do apply.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining.
Can I just have a vote of thanks to all of you for organizing this? Actually, it's a bit long, but I just want to make it short. Like there has been a lot of struggle for me to apply for different PhDs. I go to this Find a PhD website and I apply for a lot of PhDs, and I get nothing from it. And like there was one interview that happened with Israel, but then the professor was looking into a different criteria altogether. But then I was just thinking, how can I go out applying for different universities, and it's really confusing. But then the idea, Dr. The idea, right? So you send me this on WhatsApp.
No. I'm not doctor. We are no one are doctors. You are a PhD student.
Sorry.
So
yeah. So the idea sent me this on WhatsApp, and I just really felt happy that there's a platform that can actually, take us through this process. And I'm really glad that you guys have started this. Thank you so much for helping us like this. Yeah.
Don't go for Find a PhD website, please. I have done this mistake. Half of the applications are already expired.
Yeah.
Okay. You should go for Nature Careers. Really good Nature Careers. Really good application. Any field, Nature Careers. If you want to look for Germany DAD, really good. I mean, they have authentic applications there on DAD. Third is you can go on this Euro. Which one?
There is a FENS portal also. FENS jobs for neuroscience.
Then there is a job vector. Then there is this Euro something. I don't remember, but
it's Euraxis, right?
Sorry, Euraxis. Euraxis. So Euraxis is there, and so don't go for Find a PhD, please. I have done this mistake for 6 months, and I was applying to a lot of positions, and then when I really go and search for those in deep, I come to know later on that it's already expired. So,
like in Germany, if you are inclined towards the Max Planck Institute, IMPRS is a kind of thing that you should focus on, to be honest. And also there are a lot of DFG funded projects, what we used to call, it's like Deutsche Forschungskraft, that means German Research Foundation. So they also do advertise position. And also there is a website called Research in Germany. That is something where you would get a lot of other websites. For example, you get to know about Leibniz Institution, you get to know about all the Max Planck Institutes, you get to know about all other universities, you get to know about the Humboldt Foundation and all other partner bodies. Those are all under the umbrella of research in Germany. So I know about Germany because it's been a year now. But I think for Switzerland also they have some dedicated platform, maybe. I'm not sure.
We have one thing called the NCCR, RNA Biology PhD program. And this is something, it's like a network where all the Swiss universities who are having labs working on RNA biology comes under this network. So if you apply to this platform, then basically you have the opportunity to do a PhD in any one of the participating groups, which is basically all the universities and institutes of Switzerland that works on a particularly RNA biology. Yes.
And there are a lot of them. I think around Anupam, 20 or more labs?
Yeah, now they have increased to around 30, I guess, with the junior group leader.
Yeah. Yeah, it is specific to RNA biology, but
yes,
something to look out for.
So how I look for is I go to GEPRIS or DFG website, look for the recent funded projects, and then see which professors got funding. Write to them. And in this is valid for any country. Let's say you want to go to NASA. Okay, you want to go to some lab which is funded by NASA or astrobiology or something. Go to NASA page, look for recent funding given in 23, and just apply to those PIs directly. They would have money to hire person. For next four years, or let's say in Germany for 12 years or Switzerland, right? So just do it like this. Any country it's valid. Even in India, go to DBT website or ICMR, go for the research funded project sanctioned in 2023, just write to those professors. So will definitely, that's how even I found my dissertation. That this guy has money recently, he is looking for person. पैसा है तो देख रहा है, पैसा नहीं है तो किसी को नहीं देख रहा है.
But there you have to also give the underlying message that it can't be like just based on who has funding. You have to be interested. Otherwise, you will be filtered out, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you should look for applications.
Exactly, there will be a lot of applications, so they would definitely screen you. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, I think we can end.
Yeah, we can log off. Thank you. Bye.
Is that